The heck is this little thing we got going on here, ladies and gentlemen? 7 years! 7 years since these Cincinnati Reds have clinched a playoff spot. Had to break it out. Had to break out the old 2010er today. So got to dust it off a little bit because these Reds are ready for a postseason appearance here in 2020. And let me tell you what, it's definitely going to be a year to remember as Reds fans here. You went into the season with the Reds spending franchise records worth of money in the offseason. They had one of the best top to bottom pitching rotations in the league. Heck, even the bullpen looked very strong going into the season. You pick up Nick, you pick up Moose, you pick up Akiyama, all of these stud hitters, and the Reds are feeling really good about their chances. And the Reds faithful personally was like, hey, playoffs are happening this year for these Reds. Felt really good about it. Then what happens? The season gets delayed. We see Bell start the season playing 18 different players in 4 games, all of them seeing at least 2 at-bats, and you're wondering what in the heck's going on here. The bullpen starts blowing up every single time they go out there, like, oh geez, we're only up by 8 runs. That's not going to be enough to hold this lead down. The bullpen was struggling. Oh, and did we forget again, shortened season of all the things going on this season, and we'd get to September, a huge 4-game series versus the Bucks, and it felt like at the time you were saying, hey, the Reds need to win all 4 of these games if they have a prayer, and they'd go out and split the series with the Pittsburgh Pirates. And it really felt like that dagger that said, oh, that's it. That's it. They'd go in and lose 2 of 3 to the Cubs after it, but then they'd go to Busch Stadium and win 2 of 3 in a place the Reds rarely win 2 of 3. And that's where, you felt the momentum shift there. You started to think, hey, it's a long shot, but this Cincinnati Reds team still has a chance. It's a Cincinnati Reds team again. It still has the loaded batting lineup, the really good pitching rotation, the bullpen that when it's playing well can shut teams down, and they can really get on a roll here. And guess what would happen? The Reds would do just that. They'd go out there, win 4 straight against the Pirates, and then they'd win 11 of their last 13 games to go ahead and clinch a spot in the playoffs. The Reds would go from 6 games below 500 to 2 games above 500 in just 15 days. Let me tell you what a ride it has been to watch these Cincinnati Reds this season. It's been fun. It's been fun, and I'm beyond happy to see that these Reds have finally gotten over that hump. They get back into the postseason. But let's take a look at September. Let's see how these fellas have been playing. The batting average, 202. We're not going to talk about this too much because it is the worst, part of this all. Is the batting average has continued to go down. 202 in September, not that great, but the power stayed, right? I think that's kind of helped the Reds out. They have been a team that's managed to put runs across the board enough to win baseball games. Even Votto's been hitting the ball pretty well as far as, the home run ball is concerned, opposed to last season. That's been helping a team out a lot there. But the real sentiment changer, I think, for this Reds team is, again, they'll grind across the runs, but it's been the pitching staff. The Reds, July, 5.23 ERA. August, 4.02 ERA. We go to September, and this team's ERA is at 3.33 on this season. They are playing outstanding up there on the mound. Iglesias, 305. Lorenzen, 445. Remember, this guy had an ERA that was right around Drew Stubbs' batting average there for a bit. And to see him get this for a while, and to see him get this thing all the way down to 4.45 shows how well he's been pitching recently. And it is great to see he is starting to get back on the horse and pitch well. You have Lucas Sims, a pleasant surprise for many, 2.7 ERA. Amir Garrett continuing to be a stud, 2.55. How about Antone? How about Antone coming in multiple times this season in areas the Reds needed a starter? It was a doubleheader. They needed some long innings. This guy just comes in and slams the door. He has been impressive for this Cincinnati Reds team. 2.94 ERA in the season. Archie Bradley comes over, has a lot. It was either 1 run, 1.17 ERA since being here. The bullpen has been lights out recently, and that has been a big reason this team is starting to win games. You bring that bullpen, that's what you want to see. End of September, that bullpen starts getting hot. That's what you want to see getting into the playoffs, because that's when the games are decided in the playoffs, in my personal opinion, how strong that bullpen can be. Let's talk about the rotation now. You got Trevor Bauer. It's funny because at the beginning of the year, I remember saying it, contract year for this guy. He's going to be going out there playing his hardest. I want to play 3-4 every 4 days, whatever it is. We think he's winning the Cy Young for this team. Turns out he might win the Cy Young for the entire league here. Very deservedly so. And it's been really nice to see this guy. Every time he goes out there, keeps the team in games, gives him a chance to win. You got to love seeing it. That goes for a lot of guys though, right? I mean, Mally, he's been pitching outstanding again this season. He's been pretty consistent for the most part here. That's what you can ask for out of Mally too. When you came into the season, you're thinking, oh, he's going to be the fifth guy in the rotation, and he's been impressive. Again, I can't say enough about Lorenzen kicking that schneid as well. He started turning things around. Was it the Pirates? He went out there to the doubleheader. I think it was the Pirates. The doubleheader pitched 4 scoreless innings. And he's really been rolling since then. A couple games before that, he was pitching well as well. So many guys, it feels like, have finally, they've turned things around. Now we're struggling. The guys that are pitching well continue to pitch well for the most part. And they're starting to really contribute here in late September. And we're really starting to see what happens to this Reds ball club when everything's, spinning in the right direction here. And they're winning a lot of games for it. And I tell you what, though, what a season. What a season. Now what, though? Now what? The Reds don't have to pitch Bauer on 3 days rest here against the Twins if they don't want to. The question becomes, though, then you talk playoffs. They can face the Dodgers, the Braves. Heck, even the Padres are still open here because of the Cardinals, Reds being tied here. The Cardinals lose out and the Reds win out, whatever. They could end up facing the Padres. And that's a big question you ask yourself going into Sunday is, hey, if we have a chance to face the Dodgers or the Padres, do we pitch Bauer? But I don't think you do still, just because, again, you're in the playoffs. You get the chance to pitch him shortly. You want to pitch him in the first game of the series if you can. So that's actually a blessing for the Reds here. Clinching on Friday, getting a chance to rest as many guys as possible that, they want to pitch in a proper rotation order. They got Castillo going Saturday, I believe, right? So, he's going to have to pitch regardless there. But everybody else, it's full swing there. Prepare for the playoffs. And it's a lot of winnable series for this Reds. Again, I think they're a team that, we said it earlier, I think they're a team that is built to win playoff series because of their pitching. Can't wait to see what this team can do.